How to buy plane tickets in the AI era. Today on Here's the Scoop. Today's video comes from PBS News, and I'm going to do a reaction to it. This is kind of a bit of like old news, but it's still really important, especially as we move forward with the AI. It's really not old. It's just going to keep, progressing and progressing. So I really think this is important, especially for everyone who travels like I do. So this is why I wanted to definitely make sure that I address this on Here's the Scoop. So let's get into it.
You may have heard that Delta is using artificial intelligence to help set some airfare prices. That sparked fears that the airline could create a custom price for you using your.
So it's not a fear, it's a reality. Like in the future, all of these airlines and all of these corporations are going to set custom prices based on our data and what we bought in the past, based on what price we bought for things in the past. That's a fact. That's coming.
Data to find how much you'd be willing to pay for a ticket. But while Delta says they aren't doing that, they are using AI to help them adjust prices in response to market forces faster than humans can. Here are 3 things to know if you're booking airfare now and whether custom pricing could impact you in the future. 1. If you're booking airfare now, the same old adages apply to find the best fare. Delta is testing AI to help set prices on limited flights. About
So they're saying they're testing it to help set prices right now on limited flights. So basically, flights where they don't have a lot of flights going to certain places. So they're going to maximize their profits for those flights. So, for example, if Delta has only 10 flights a month going from one city to another city, they're going to use the AI for those flights to maximize the profits. So, they want to squeeze however much money they can out of each person based on their data and their cachet, their cookie history of how much they paid in the past for flights or other things similar.
3% of fares for now, moving to 20% by the end of the year.
So, like they said, and I cut it off, but 3% right now, but they're going to move to 20% of their flights being used by AI to find out how much each person can pay individually, like what's their max.
While AI might help prices move up and down faster, we currently all still see the same price. So for a better deal, it's still a good idea to be flexible, which may mean flying on lower demand days like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday. Consider alternate airports in the areas you are traveling to and from. Use flight comparison tools like Google Flights to easily compare cities, dates, and airlines. If you're flying round trip, check to see if 2 one-way tickets are cheaper than a round trip booking. And consider budget airlines or basic economy tickets on mainline carriers. But if you do so,
So basically, a lot of work. A lot of work, guys. Where was it? A lot of work. I mean, this is kind of work a lot of us already do, but it's a lot of work, right? Sometimes we can't be flexible with our dates. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can consider alternate airports. Sometimes we can't. Like, if you can maybe consider an alternate airport if you go to Newark Airport instead of LaGuardia or JFK if you're in New York, right? But sometimes we can't. The flight comparison tools we always use. One way prices, that's great, but then we got to go get our bag and go back through security, and that's kind of a lot of work, but it can be done. And of course, budget airlines, but a lot of them are trying to consolidate. I talked about that on my channel a lot. Frontier, Spirit, they're all trying to consolidate. It's not really happening, but in the future, it probably will. So, yeah, I mean, some of this we can do, but some of this we can't. It really just depends on the person.
on mainline carriers. But if you do so, just be sure to pack light to avoid extra fees. 2. Much of the fear sparked by Delta's announcement comes from what Delta or any other airline or other company for that matter could do.
What I do hear from many businesses, they're saying that by using AI models, they're able to get both higher revenue and higher profits. And that tells me AI is effective.
Jay Zagorski is a professor at the Questrom School of Business at Boston University.
We don't have any idea right now which companies are using AI and which are not. And this is the problem I have with AI pricing. It's not transparent, and it can be taking advantage of people who are not financially sophisticated.
So they are taking advantage of people that are financially unsophisticated. And many of these companies that we know, name brands like Amazon, like Delta, like all these other all these brands are using AI.
AI could eventually help you get a better deal.
AI can actually come up with custom prices. You can see a price on the shelf. And if you tend to linger in that aisle a little bit, we can send you a custom ad. Hey, 10 cents off, or 5% if you buy two of them right now.
But there is real worry that
So basically, guys, if you are known to be frugal or haggle or run your Coopert extension on Google Chrome, hello, I love Coopert, by the way, I use that a lot. If you're known to be frugal and your data history, your shopping history online shows that, then you're more likely to get the deal from AI. Or if you have hacked the system somehow, hacked the algorithm, figured it out, like, oh, if I linger on this page, if I keep going to it but I don't buy, they're going to send me something in 24 hours, like 20% off or something. But they're even going to send you the percentage off that they know based on your data and your history in the past of what you're more likely to pull the trigger on. So, for example, you may not get 20% off just because you hung around on the page if they know that you have moved the needle and you pulled the trigger for 10% off in the past based on your data. So, this is the dangerous thing about the AI. Again, if you are known to be frugal, if you are known to be the person who's running the coupons online based on your digital footprint. If your digital footprint is frugal, let's put it that way, then you probably will get the cheapest prices based on AI. But if not, you're going to get the highest prices because they know you're willing to pay it because you paid it in the past. And everything you do online, they're watching and they're tracking.
AI could be used to harness vast amounts of data to build a consumer profile on you and charge you a custom price based on that information. And that means that your personalized price could be lower or much higher than, say, what someone else looking at that exact same product sees. Here's Reuters transportation reporter David Shepardson speaking to Ali Rogan on PBS News Weekend.
The example that a couple of members of Congress made last week was if someone went and looked at an obituary, right, and then went to an airline pricing website, would they be more likely to pay more money because presumably they're looking at an obituary of a family friend or so on?
3. So, how can you guard against
And they definitely will. And that's where the capitalism comes in, right? Because the corporate greed, of course, and I talk about that on this channel, the capitalist, the corporate greed. Of course, listen, if they know you're going to a funeral, they know that most likely you'll pay anything just to get to mom or dad or grandma's funeral, whoever it is, right? They know you'll pay anything. So they're definitely hiking the price. Do they want to give you the best deal to go to the funeral? No, they want to get the best bang for their buck for you going to the funeral. That's what they want.
AI driven custom pricing?
How do you defeat AI? Well, AI runs on data. The less data you give AI, the worse its prediction.
Professor Zagorski recommends a few things. Use cash for in store purchases when you can. That won't leave a data trail of what you're interested in or how much you've spent. Clear your cache. According to the FTC, new AI programs could use your browsing history to help set prices for products. And third, consider using a VPN, which hides your IP address and encrypts your internet traffic. If
So, guys, let's go back to that for a minute. So, use cash. So, a lot of people cannot use cash. This is the reality of America 2025. A lot of people cannot use cash. But if you can, try to use cash, right? Clear your web cache. Not that cache, but the other cache. Everybody can do this. We can do this daily. We can do this weekly. We can do this every 3 days, but definitely clear your web cache and consider using a VPN. I use a VPN sometimes. I think that's easy to do, right? And there's some free ones too, so those are easy. But the cash one, number one, is often hard to do. But if you can, try and do that, and then you'll spend less. If you actually use cash, you spend less. So it could be very useful.
encrypts your internet traffic. If, like myself, you're worried that using cash might hurt your credit card rewards funded vacation,
My response is pretty straightforward. Those rewards, those points, they're getting you some benefit, but you have to pay for those benefits. And how are you going to be paying for those benefits in the future? One way is by giving AI information so it can charge you the maximum price.
and for
That's so true, guys. So basically, what this man is saying is that every time we swipe the card, we get rewards. They get information about us. They get information about what we bought, where we bought it from, how much we paid. They get all of that. So in the end, like, who's really benefiting here the most? And it's probably them, not us. And the points are not like a dollar for a dollar. It's not like you get 50 points per dollar. It's not like that. So I don't know. Sometimes they're good, but oftentimes they're not the best. The points are not really as fruitful as we would like them to be. Let's put it that way.
It can charge you the maximum price.
and for those of us who grew up on the internet internet and may have given up on privacy to participate in the digital world.
Yes, you don't think there's any downside to you losing your privacy in this digital world, but I'm here to tell you that customized pricing is going to cost you a lot. And by maintaining your privacy, even if you're doing absolutely nothing wrong, you're probably going to pay less money in the future.
For PBS News, I'm Timothy.
Yeah, so that's really good. So I'm going to play that again.
You're probably going to pay less. And by maintaining your privacy, even if you're doing absolutely nothing wrong, you're probably going to pay less money in the future.
So what he's saying is like by not using your credit cards a lot to get the rewards, by not buying online as much as you would like to, you're going to maintain your privacy and you will get the best deal. Because if the AI doesn't have a track record or a spending history record for you, they don't really know what to charge you. So they're going to probably try to charge you what they think is fair or the best deal, right? Versus if they have a history on your shopping, they're going to charge you based on what they know the maximum you're most likely to pay based on what they know you paid in the past, or the minimum you're most likely to pay based on what you paid in the past. And both of those may not be good, right? So, what he's saying is try to conserve, try to spend cash, and try to keep your information private. And that is going to be really important as we move into AI because everything is going to be individualized and specialized per person based on the maximum of what they feel like they can get from that person, based on their beliefs, what they are likely to click on, what they do for a living, and etc. So that's the end, guys. Let me know what you think about this story, and how are you buying your plane tickets? Do you use Google Flights? I usually use Google Flights. I try to fly on the cheapest days, and sometimes I'll like open up one of my family members' phones and see what the price is that they're giving them, right? And sometimes book it that way as well. So we can always do that, if we're around family members or loved ones. We could just say, hey, let me see your phone, and then like see how much they're getting charged. And if the flight is cheaper on their phone, then book it on their phone, right? So there's always ways you can hack the system, but you've got to figure out how to do that. And also in the meantime, just keep your digital footprint low. Try not to spend that much online, or download the Cooper extension. Try to save money. Try to run as many coupons, or always buy stuff and try to have a coupon code with it. So then they know, hey, I'm frugal. I don't want to pay the maximum price. I always try to get the best price possible. Because then maybe your AI data, the history will show, hey, this person always spends a coupon. They always like, do the Cooper thing and get a coupon for stuff they buy. So they're really, that's really important to them. So let me give them a discounted rate. So these are the things that you want to do moving forward in the AI era. Let me know in your comments below. What do you think about this? I can't wait to hear it. And thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you next time.